Hi, everyone. It's Pastor Adam here, and I've been getting some questions about God and God's fatherhood and God's motherhood. And since Father's Day is coming up here pretty soon, I thought that I would come on here and talk with you a little bit about the fatherhood of God, because Jesus calls God Father. And we often have a hard time with this father language for God because it seems very patriarchal. But what I want you to know is that when Jesus uses father language for God, he is subverting the patriarchy of his day. And here is why. In the ancient Roman world, there was something called the paterfamilia, and it was cultural wide. The paterfamilia was the father of the family. The father of the family had all the power in the family, even the power of life and death over family members. So if somebody got out of line, the father could legally kill that child without any legal recourse. And fortunately, we don't have a lot of evidence that fathers took it this far, but it gives you a sense of just how much power fathers had in ancient Rome. And of course, this patriarchal system went all the way up to the top, to the Roman emperor, who did use the power of life and death over his subjects and over the people that he conquered. And so when Jesus is using father language, that's the context in which he is doing it. And you can find evidence for this in the Bible, that God has the power of life and death over people, as if God has like these lightning bolts in God's hands and zaps people whenever they get out of line and kills them. You can find evidence for that wherever, but you cannot find evidence of that in the life of Jesus. Jesus is transforming our understanding of God, and he does it with the father language of God, because when Jesus calls God Father, he is subverting the whole patriarchal system from Rome up till today. Here's how he does it. Jesus says that he and the Father are one. The Son of God, Jesus, reveals who the Father is. Now, when Jesus goes around in his ministry, does he zap people and kill them? No. He actually goes to people who are sick and he heals them. So there's one story where there's a man who's born blind, and people come up to Jesus and they say, "Who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" Jesus doesn't care about that question. He totally ignores that question. And he says, my job in this world, the Father's job in this world as well, is to heal people. So Jesus doesn't get caught up in this, who's the sinner and where's the punishment for that person's sin. All he wants to do is heal people. That is what God is like. Jesus always says that he came to give us life, and life in abundance. Jesus never says he came to give us death, or to give certain people death. He came to give us life. We humans are the ones in our patriarchal systems who give death to one another. And that, in fact, that's exactly what happened to Jesus when he went to the cross. The Roman political establishment and the religious establishment of Jesus' day got together and they killed Jesus. And Jesus went through death on the cross at the hands of the patriarchy. But Jesus rises up from the dead, and he shows us what the Father is truly like, not by seeking vengeance against the patriarchal system, because the patriarchy just uses violence. So if Jesus were to come back and be violent against the patriarchal system, he would just create his own patriarchal system. But that's the beauty of the resurrection, is that even in this area, God does not come to us with violence. God the Father and Jesus come to us with an offer of peace. And that peace subverts the patriarchal system all the way from ancient Rome until today. So those are my thoughts on Jesus subverting the patriarchy. I would love to hear what you think. Feel free to leave those comments or questions in the comment section below. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.